Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar, How to Plan and Track Your Channel Promotional Strategy, sponsored by Blackhawk Engagement Solutions and presented by Craig DeWolf, RVP Channel Strategist.
So first, let's start out with how to define your incentive strategy for maximum effectiveness. And this is really key because one of the things you're going to be hearing over and over is that your incentive strategy should align with your overall go-to-market strategy in terms of what you are trying to do. Now, how do we do that? One of the things that Forrester has been talking about recently is the idea of incentive engineering, shifting the incentive focus not just from sales in terms of post-sale rewards, but rather focusing on the behaviors that result in more sales. So getting your channel partners to perform better overall in a pre-sales environment so that by extension, more sales comes out of that effort overall, mutually benefiting both of you. So this way the focus is on these types of pre-sales behaviors which are easier to track individually, and their collective impact is what improves overall sales performance on an ongoing basis. So use the incentives to remove the friction in the sales process to streamline overall revenue management. So what we want to do is discover where are the barriers in terms of generating more sales in the channel, and that's where we want to focus our incentive strategy going forward. So what does that mean as we look at the various behaviors? When we talk with our clients, this is a list of the types of behaviors that they feel directly results in additional sales that they wish their partners would perform more often. So this, by all means, is not a complete list, but it is a representative list. Hopefully, all of you out there have a good idea of what the activities are that your channel partners should be performing and that you want them to perform. So what we did is we took a list from our clients and we did a survey, our own proprietary survey on a national level from across a variety of industries, and talked about to try to assess how much, to what degree are you incenting for these types of behaviors, and how important are these types of behaviors to you in terms of driving additional business. And really the results are quite interesting, and it doesn't matter what this slide says here as much as how these behaviors align with your own go-to-market practice and your own go-to-market goals. So what I want you to do is take a step back and take stock of the behaviors you want your channel partners to perform in order to help you achieve more sales. And that list might be a little bit different across different product lines you may have. Some product lines might be a little bit more, let's say, volume-based, where the sales is driven by the consumer. Others might be more value-based, where it takes a little bit longer sales cycle and a lot more assistance from your channel partners to drive that sale. Your strategy might be different, and we'll be talking about that later, but take a look at the behaviors you want to drive, and also relate those to how much you're really spending on incentive programs towards those individual behaviors. All the ones that fall in this category, you might want to increase your incentive investment on those behaviors. Here, you might want to find a little bit more focus on those activities, maybe not spend as much, or to focus your spending on only those particular components that drive the most impact. Here, clearly you want to scale back, because if you're spending a lot of money here and you're not getting the return you are looking for, they don't impact sales, this would be a good place to divert some of the money that you might already be spending, as well as here as well. Here, we would focus only on those investments that might achieve our broader go-to-market goals, but they may not immediately result in incremental sales. So I would encourage you to go through this exercise on your own. So when we look at this list of behaviors that we have been talking about on the last couple slides, I recompiled them into two groups, pre-sales enablement as well as post-sales rewards. So this is the same list of activities that we talked about before, just put into the two groups. So the question becomes, how many programs and promotions do I really need to get all of these programs, or to get good coverage across all of these activities? And the answer is 3 programs is all it takes. And you can influence all of these activities with some combination of individual rewards programs, promotional allowances, better known as MDF or co-op programs, and headquarter style rebates. By packaging your program, one of these 3 programs, to cover the activities you want, this is all you need. You don't need more programs than this. Now, it's true that you might need to package the program different for different channel segments, and that is really to be expected, because the behaviors you might want to drive from unique channel segments might vary from segment to segment. But you really don't need any more than 3 programs to cover this broad spectrum of behaviors that you're trying to influence. So when we talk about pre-sales enablement versus post-sale rewards, how should you allocate your dollars between the two? Well, again, this depends on what your focus is in terms of your products. Is it a niche product? Is it a mass market product in terms of market sizing? Is your sales cycle long or short? Is the category mature or is it early stage? Is the information exchange needed? And what I mean about information exchange needed here, we're talking about how much sales assistance is needed in order to conduct the transaction. When you walk into a supermarket, you really don't need any sales interaction to choose between Progresso or Campbell soup. You have all the information you need either before you walk in the store or on the labels themselves. But if you're buying, let's say, life insurance, you might need a little bit more information and guidance from your sales counselor, and that's exactly what we're talking about here. The next line, partner community. Are these mature partners that have been with you a while, or do you have a very dynamic community or launching new products and a new sales cycle to your partner community that you need them onboarded and trained? Product differentiated. Is your product highly differentiated or is it commoditized? So those instances are those check boxes where you would focus your investment on pre-sales enablement versus post-sale rewards. So those are really the criteria for choosing between the two. So thank you very much today, and as I said earlier at the top of this presentation, most of the principles that we've talked about are explained in the 2 white papers that you see here on your screen. Log on, get them. There's more detail in the white papers, and we look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, please reach out and contact us, and we'll be glad to help elaborate on any of the concepts talked about today. Thank you very much.